Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast. The podcast reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 716. And of course, this is the nerd you're going to hear alongside my wonderful co host, Brad Young Yoda,
What's up,
as we
everybody?
review, as we review The Nightmare Before Christmas. Why? Not sure, but we'll hear from Brad in a bit about that. Yeah. As always, live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore. Over at the $1 tier, you get this episode live early and ad-free before anybody else gets to watch it or listen to it. And today we're recording it on a Tuesday night because Brad's going to be busy on Thursday, and apparently I am busy too. So you're still, the public still gets this on Saturday, but you have this for a long time now, for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
You're welcome.
5 days.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. But of course, Brad, how are you doing today, man?
I'm surviving as every other day. What's this? Oh wait, a little early.
Yeah, Stacy's like, guys, I know sometimes y'all leave streams up for a long time before you even go live, but what's up? This one's really early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, could mean a little early before Christmas.
Could be.
Yeah.
This
is a Halloween film as well.
Halloween. Yes, it's a mixture.
It's a mix. It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid Halloween Christmas film.
Yeah. How you doing, bro? How you been, Brad?
Like I said, I'm surviving. Made it through work today.
Just barely, huh?
Just barely, but yeah, I work tomorrow, and then I'm off from that Thursday until the Monday after next week. So.
Yeah. Brad, I was editing today's episode, which was a audition in the morning, and what's it called? I noticed where, when it ends, when the music finishes, it still leaves like 5 to 6 seconds of that in there of what we have going on. So you literally saw me bring you up, and I go, Brad, I have, and then it cuts off there.
Well, I saw like when you said that, like it hadn't ended yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, this is a great new update for StreamYard. I really like this, but there's some improvements that can be made. In the intro part, it does a really good job at just capturing the beginning of the intro video. It doesn't have anything in the before that, but in the outro, it's like, yeah, it doesn't end it actually after the outro. But yeah, but other than that, I mean, they're doing great. I really like this new update and dark mode too. So
dark mode,
yeah,
which kind of freaked me out the first time. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I went ahead and went to the doctor today to get my my X-ray, so I got to hear back from them about that. But other than that, I streamed. Wasn't a really successful stream today. Nobody was in chat really. It was one of those where one person was in chat and left one message, aka Eric, to just troll me, and then he left.
That's just rude.
Yeah. I got to a certain boss in Resident Evil 3 that I just absolutely could not fucking stand playing anymore. So then I went to Warzone, and it got worse. So then I decided to play multiplayer, and it just pissed me the fuck off. So I'm just like, you know what, man? I'm counting the fucking days until Black Ops 6 is on, because I'm fucking tired of this goddamn game.
I thought you were getting the Dragon Ball Z game.
No, I want to. The reason I haven't gotten the Dragon Ball game is because there's no fucking, what's it called, crossplay confirmed yet.
Okay.
And I don't have a PS5.
Yeah.
So if I get it for my PC, I don't have anybody to play with. If I were to have a PS5 and I got it for the PS5, I at least can play with Keon. But like, other than that, I'd be able to play with nobody. Which is, like, I would like to play the story mode and all that because it'd be cool to do that shit. But like, what happens after I finish story mode?
Yeah,
I'm gonna want to play with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, nothing. So yeah. There I threw in Dark Souls once. I wanted to throw my controller. I will never play Dark Souls. I'll never play Elden Ring. You guys would have to, give me some serious subs for me to even consider playing any of those games. and probably a good amount of that money would be used to buy an extra controller,
Just in case.
just in case. Yeah. But Brad, yeah. Other than that, that's how it went. It was kind of a bum. I was kind of bummed out after stream. I was like, damn, nobody was in chat. Usually we have somebody talking in there, and just
Yeah.
nobody was there. Had like one viewer throughout
I'm,
most of it.
I mean, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. But and it just yeah. I was like, damn, that kind of sucked. But I was like, fuck it, we just keep going, just keep going, and I'll be back on Thursday to play some more. Hopefully, I'll get through that stupid boss in Resident Evil 3. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, I'm fucking God. I finished the game where the bosses were hard, and I go to another game where the bosses are fucking
Oh,
hard as well. So what's the fucking point?
you can't win.
No, we can't. I can't fucking win. Can't fucking win. But yeah, Brad. Other than that, you want to do this thing?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's talk about Jack Skellington and crew.
Without yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing. If you have not watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, you should probably get out of here. You care about spoilers, but if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCore. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, man. All right, Brad. Introduce us to The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Can I just say that there's 4 paragraphs in this? Like, there's 3 giant paragraphs in. I'm just wondering on certain movies we've reviewed before, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
And there's 4 Okay, I'm just all right.
I guess the person who wrote that wiki article is like, I know a lot about this movie.
I know so much about this movie.
But fucking Taste of Cherry, right?
Yep. 1 sentence, 2 sentences. The Nightmare Before Christmas, also known as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, if you didn't know Tim Burton was the director, is a 1993 American stop-motion animated musical fantasy film directed by... Oh, I guess it wasn't directed by Tim Burton.
Nope.
What the hell?
Henry Selick.
Henry Selick, sorry. And its featured directorial debut and produced and conceived by Tim Burton. All right, Tim. It tells the story of Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween Town, who stumbles upon Christmas Town and schemes to take over the holiday. Danny Elfman wrote the songs and score and provided the singing voice of Jack. The principal voice cast includes Chris Sarandon, Catherine O'Hara, William Hickey, Ken Page, Paul Rubens, Glenn Shaddix, and Ed Ivory. The Nightmare Before Christmas originated from a poem written by Burton in 1982 while he was working as an animator at Walt Disney Productions. I did not know that he was an animator at Walt Disney.
Me neither.
With the critical success of Vincent that same year, Burton began to consider developing the film as either a short film or a half-hour television special, to no avail. Over the years, Burton's thoughts regularly returned to the project, and in 1990 he made a development deal with Walt Disney Studios. Production started in July 1991 in San Francisco. Disney initially released the film through the Touchstone Pictures label because the studio believed the film would be too dark and scary for kids. In quotes. The Nightmare Before Christmas premiered at the New York Film Festival October 9th, 1993, and was given a limited release on October 13th for its wide theatrical release on October 29th. The film was met with commercial and critical success upon release, earning praise for its animation, particularly the innovation of stop motion as an art form, as well as its characters, songs, and score. While initially a modest box office hit, it has since garnered a large cult following and is widely regarded as one of the greatest animated films of all time. It was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, a first for an animated film, but lost to Jurassic Park.
Good.
13
Jurassic
years.
Park deserves it.
I mean, not wrong.
Yeah.
13 years after its initial release, the film was reissued by Walt Disney Pictures and was re-released annually in Disney Digital 3D from 2006 until 2010. In 2023, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. And I'll just say it again, directed by Henry Selick, not Tim Burton. Screenplay by Carolyn Thompson, adaptation by Michael McDowell, based on story and characters by Tim Burton. And cinematography, Pete Kozaczyk. Edited by Stan Webb. Music by Danny Elfman. And what do we got? We got a running time of 76 minutes on a budget of $18 million at a box office of $101 million.
Yeah,
And that's what
that's
they
a lot of
consider
fucking money.
modest.
Yeah, that was modest back in the day.
Modest.
Someone was probably bored on their hot topic shift, so time to edit Wikipedia. No, I'll tell you this: somebody was tizzed up.
Tisda.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what it is. Um, Brad, I've never fully watched this movie. I watched it here and there. I probably did watch it when I was a kid, but I'm gonna count this as the first official time I've seen this film. Um, and I'm kind of mad on it. I'm like, yeah, this was a Nightmare Before Christmas. The songs are good. I like the characters of Jack and Sally,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, it's kind of a really rushed, fast film, and
Well,
like
I mean, it's an
the
hour and 19
songs,
minutes.
yeah, and the songs are like some are really good, like the iconic "This Is Halloween," right? But other than that, the other ones are kind of forgettable to me, man.
Yeah, kind of Jack just singing to himself. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and also just not moving to me. It doesn't move me. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
But Brad, what are your initial thoughts on The Nightmare Before Christmas?
My initial thoughts on this. This is also the first time I've seen this film,
Yeah,
and it was available when I was a kid, so I don't
yeah,
know why this is the first time I'm seeing this movie.
yeah.
I thought it was good. I liked it. I do think I agree with Raul. It's a bit rushed, but again, we have to remember this is stop motion animation, and back in the day, the reason they probably made an hour and 19 minutes is because you have to move every little fucking piece in stop motion. I don't know if they teach that at you know cinematography school or any of that role
Yeah.
stop motion if they
Go
go into
fuck
any of that.
yourself.
I was just wondering if they go. I'm
No,
not
we don't
trying to be
have
an
a
ass.
we don't have an animation program, so we don't
Okay,
discuss that.
okay, but yeah, that's probably why it was an hour and 19 minutes because for stop
Yeah.
motion, every little piece in this has to be moved. So I mean, I'm not going to granted on. I'm not going to take points off it on time, but yeah, it's a bit rushed because it was an hour and 19 minutes. Um, I like the characters. I like the story and the look, and um, I especially like some of the funny moments. This film made me laugh here and there.
Yeah.
But is it the greatest thing ever? Nah. Is it a good animated movie? Yeah, I liked it. I can see why
I
it's a
yeah,
culturally a hit. I mean, there's people who like Halloween over Christmas. Like, I
yeah.
get it.
I also am not a fan of the way this movie looks now. Because I remember what this movie looked like originally. Um, it almost looks fucking AI rendered. It looks way too softened. I mean, yeah, sharpened, and it doesn't look like what's it called, like a movie from 1993. It's just I watch this. I'm like, why does this like feel like a movie that was just processed through AI rendered images? I was like, I don't like the way this looks. I think that this what's it called, because I remember what this movie used to look like, and it was grainy and it was dark, and I was like, dude, this doesn't look good. This looks very like processed and very what's it called very they washed it all out of what made it special in 1993. You don't get Leica Studios without this film. That is very true. You do not get Leica Studios without this film. You don't get Coraline without this film.
No.
So, it's a very iconic film. I mean, and I'll give it its praise for that. But I could not get with this movie, Brad. It's just I tried. I
Each their
tried.
own. I mean, I
Yeah,
like the look of it, but I don't remember shit all
yeah,
from 1993.
yeah. It doesn't like the old way this movie looked was very like dark. It was grainy. It was very rough. Whereas this just looks like it's been processed and been over sharpened, and it's just like this doesn't look like a movie that comes out in 1993.
I mean,
Like,
granted, I was expecting a little bit more based on like just all the merch through the years I have
Oh
seen
yeah.
of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like Jack Skellington. I've seen Jack Skellington fucking everywhere. I was expecting a little more kind of from him. And then Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie's everywhere.
Oogie
And
Boogie, yeah.
I'm
The
like,
Boogeyman.
Oogie Boogie's barely in the film. Like,
Yeah.
and he's like one of the
Oogie
best
Boogie is
characters
more
in the film.
in fucking Kingdom Hearts than he is in this movie.
Yeah, I mean that's that. I kind of have an issue with that. Um, I love Sally.
Sally.
I think Sally's freaking dope,
Me
and
too.
it's basically her struggle to get away from her abuser. So
Yeah.
she
Pretty
literally
much.
jumps out of a window to get
Yep.
away from this dude, and like poisons him like 4 times throughout the movie.
Yeah. And I really like that about I like Sally the most in this movie, and I
Yeah,
think that she's a like a great character, and I found myself
Sally's
like just
sensible. Santa Claus said so.
yeah, and I love that the ending is literally him like Santa Claus, Sandy Claus, telling him like, listen to your girlfriend,
Yeah.
like why the
What the
fuck aren't
hell?
you listening to her, like
And you don't even have claws, Santy.
it's like you don't even
Can
have
I
claws.
just say my some of my favorite characters in this were the 3 kids,
Yeah,
just because they're like they're my favorite little gang, and they're just they go like we got them, and it's like the fucking Easter bunny, and it's like oh no no you bring him back and you look for the door that looks like this. Um,
yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, it just doesn't do much for me. I didn't really what's it called like feel emotionally moved by it, and I think that it's just overall like it's a meh. I'm like meh on it. I'm
I
like
mean
yeah,
for all the lore and everything throughout the years I've heard about this film, I think I would say I was expecting more. I like it, but
yeah,
I was expecting more.
yeah. Why
And
more Oogie Boogie,
I
bro?
was kind of wondering why it was an hour and 19 minutes when I looked it up. I'm like, that seems very short. Why is this movie so short?
Yeah, sure do love the what's it called the kid getting that severed head though. That was funny.
The mummified head.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then all the kids being trapped by the toys and shit. I mean, maybe that's how you get a little bit of character.
yeah. The stop motion animation is awesome though, and I'll give it that. And I like I overall like I love the animation in this movie because of what it used to be. I just don't like the way it looks now. I don't like the look of the film now, and I think that it
You're
just
George Lucas hater, ain't you?
yeah, I'm fucking what's it
That
called?
George Lucas hater aid.
Because Brad, we shouldn't have to change
No,
key elements of a movie of what they look like.
no. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't disagree. Like I believe in touching up if it's a 1930s Japanese movie
oh
that
yeah,
survived the goddamn fucking Hiroshima. Yeah,
yeah.
let's get in there, like clean that shit up. Then there's other stuff. It's like,
But
do
you
you really
don't
need
take
that?
away key elements. Like you
Yeah,
wouldn't take away like all the grain out of a movie like that one. And it's like no, you leave that, but you improve on things like resolution. You improve on things like
sound.
contrast, shadows, and all that.
Yeah,
But you don't take away things that make the film special and remind you, oh, this isn't a movie that came out in 2024. This is a movie that came out in 1993.
1993. Yeah,
So
no, I
yeah,
don't disagree with that.
yeah. So when I watched it, I was like, the fuck, man. Like
I mean,
yeah.
because like when I go back and I watch the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's
Yeah,
I think 1990 or 1989. Like, give me, I want what it was then, and it had grain, and it had that
yeah.
90s look
Had a
to it.
lot of green.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
had that 90s look to it.
yeah. So yeah, I was just not a fan of that. But overall, just like I think the movie's just fine. I'm not really like I wasn't really moved by it. I wasn't really like amazed with it. But I like parts of it.
Yeah,
And yeah, Brad, what's your final verdict?
I'm gonna give this movie a 7.25 out of 10.
Oh crap. Okay, so I'm coming in way lower than you.
No, I figured.
Um, I'm coming in at a 5.5 out of 10. I think this movie's fine. Uh, I didn't like it. I didn't not like it. I just kind of like in the middle about it. I'm just like, it exists. I do respect it for what it made, for what it is, because of what it made and what it inspired. I mean, this is part of a like it's a cultural phenomenon. I mean, ask any fucking emo kid from the 2000s if they know about the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I mean,
And they'll
I
go
don't,
to their closet and pull out a fucking Jack Skellington shirt.
or a beanie, or
Yeah.
a wristband, or anything to that effect, and you can thank Hot Topic for that. And Hot Topic can thank this movie, I'm sure, for still
Most of
being
its
around.
revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah. So this movie it's iconic. It is really what's it called, one of the most influential animated films of all time. I
I
really do believe it.
I mean, I got to say the marketing is probably the best thing this movie did.
Oh yeah, yeah. But man, it's just I just was not drawn to it as probably other people are. But um, yeah, that concludes our review of the Nightmare Before Christmas. And oh well, Brad, actually, why'd you select the Nightmare Before Christmas?
Because I wanted to stay on the Halloween theme,
Oh yeah,
because it's Halloween month and I'd never seen this movie before.
not quite a horror
I
film though.
didn't really take the Christmas so literally. It's just it had Jack Skellington, and I knew it was more of a Halloween movie.
Yeah, had
That's
Brenda
why.
seen this one before?
Oh yeah, Brenda's seen this.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Brenda has a
Well,
little sister. She's seen this
yeah. You're like I
probably a
didn't have
few
it.
times. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't tell her I hadn't seen this, but I was watching this first time, and like there's stuff that happened into it. I was just like I was laughing at it. I'm like, it was about 2 or 3 times I just laughed at certain funny shit because I hadn't noticed it before.
That's funny. Um, well, I mean, what's it called? I'm glad we finally got to it. I'm glad I finally completely watched this film. I've never actually seen the film completely, but yeah, man, what a what a movie. But
Otherwise, he might have went with Ernest Scared Stupid or something. Damn it!
yeah, man,
Actually,
yeah,
I think I did watch that one
yeah.
back in the. I watched all the Ernest movies back in the day.
Out of all the other months, I think Brad's extra reviews this month, he actually kind of wanted to stay on brand with what the theme is, whereas like in the last couple months, he's gotten like a bunch of random shit, which
Just random
is
shit I wanted to
usually
watch.
is usually the way that it should go. It should be the theme should be the theme, and the extra reviews should be things we want to like get out of the way. We've been wanting to watch for a while and stuff like that, or like new releases or something like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was like, huh. You finally got to I was like, wow, you did an actual like we actually did a fully theme month where everything can be considered a horror film or Halloween theme.
Halloween theme. Yeah. Well, this is one of those that I couldn't remember honestly if I'd watched it before, and as I
Yeah,
was watching it, I'm like, nope, never seen this
yeah,
because you've been surrounded by Nightmare Before Christmas around Halloween and Christmas, like almost our entire lives, Raul's entire life, and almost my entire life.
yeah.
Um, so it's one of those questions that pop up like, have I even seen this, or have I just
Mhm.
seen clips and merch?
Also, there's like bands that have like talked about like some of their lyrics are like, "Oh, I want to live like Jack and Sally" or something. It's
Yeah,
like, I was like, okay, like this is such a big cultural phenomenon. It's like, why haven't I actually fucking finished this film?
yeah. Why haven't I actually watched this until now? And this was made in 1993. That
Yeah,
was a big
yeah,
question.
enough time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
were
I did.
you were conscious enough to be able to watch this film at the time.
Yeah, I was 7 when it came out. So,
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't alive yet.
but I wasn't an emo kid.
Yeah,
I was a new metal kid.
yeah. That might be the case,
That
Brad.
might be the case. That might be why I never got into it. I was too
Yeah.
focused on corn and Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. But of course, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us. Keep up to date with us on the nerdcore.com, Twitter at the nerdcore underscore, Instagram at the nerdcore, and Letterboxd and TikTok at the nerdcore as well. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, patreon.com/slash the nerdcore, where you can get this episode live, early, and ad free before anybody else gets to watch it. So you can talk with us like Stacy is doing in chat right now.
Thank you,
And of
Stacy.
course, our Discord link is in the description below, and you can check that out to discuss how wrong I am or how right Brad is about The Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode that drops on the channel. And make sure you leave a comment. Respectfully tell us if our thoughts are wrong or they're right. And do you own a piece of Nightmare Before Christmas merch? Don't be ashamed to say it in the comments.
Yeah, and let us know. Hell, go on our Discord and post a picture.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Leah Burns has one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Make sure you also leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app of choice and follow us on that app. All of that would help us out so much. And of course, Brad, that's all for this week for our main reviews. We'll be back for our TV reviews as we continue on with Agatha and the Penguin. We are done with the Lord of the Rings of Power, but we'll be back for that like in 2 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we only got Agatha and the Penguin. I got to keep watching City of God. The fight rages on, so I can get that done, so we can discuss with Julia. Julia actually said, Brad, that she would like to watch the first episode with us.
Oh,
I mean, I already watched it, but she really wants to like see your reactions to stuff.
okay. Like I haven't seen any of it yet, so
Yeah, you might just have to wait then.
okay,
Yeah,
we'll
because
do that.
Julia really wants to watch the first episode with you.
Okay, did you let her know my review of the
Oh
movie?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. She was like, she didn't. So she wasn't surprised that you were gonna like it, but she was like really happy that it was in your like top 5 of all time.
top 5 all time, easily.
Yeah,
City of God,
yeah. So yeah, she loved our review and she said that she was really really happy to hear your thoughts.
very good.
Yeah, she wishes
That's a
that she
Julia.
would have been on the review with us. Yeah, but without further ado, Brad, let's go ahead and get him out of here.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to Stacy for once again joining us in chat. Stacy, you are awesome. Thank you. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, I just want to do an apology to Henry Selick for saying Tim Burton was the director of this movie when, in fact, you were the director of this movie. Again, Henry Selick was the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas, not Tim Burton, even though it says Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I'll just put that out there, and my apologies. Young Yoda out.